go live.
Welcome to the webinar. You have entered as an organizer and may now speak to any other organizers or panelists on the line. When you are ready to begin the presentation, press the Start Broadcast button on the GoToWebinar control panel to allow all attendees to hear you. This system will notify you once you begin your broadcast.
Greetings. And then, so I'm good to go live here?
Yep, so just...
Okay. We're going to show my screen, right? Live video. What are the three things I'm doing? About to hop. Greetings, everybody. We're going to get it rolling in just a minute, so I'm pumped to have you here. Going to talk about some good stuff real quick. About to hop on a FB Live chat. Number one, the main thing I took away from a Tony Robbins speech this weekend. What's the second one?
Is what you stole, the idea you stole from another speaker? What do you want it to look
two, like? And another idea I stole from a great speaker. What's number three?
Is of course we'll play around
number
with
three.
Entrepreneurial Oracle.
Of course. We will toy around with an ancient entrepreneur. Everybody, we're getting live in just a second. Entrepreneur. Real. I wish I knew how to spell. One of these days.
We're getting a lot of love over there already.
Solomon. Great. Greetings. Wow, lots of love over here. Christopher Clark, thank you for your ongoing love. Widener, good to see you. Michael Glass, good to see you. Dragon Tragskovsky, I love it. Good to see you, my friend. Trey, sup is right. All right, I'm going live right now. I want to show my screen, so what do? I'm going to post. I want to do live video.
Live. So, let me see.
We're just getting it started in just 1 second here. Oh, God.
Sorry, let me help you out real quick.
Did you copy that?
I did.
All right. So we want to share
it's
screen.
still right there.
All right.
There you go.
So now we're sharing screen.
Share screen.
Kind of want to go camera though. We'll go camera. No, I'm going to share screen on this one. All right. So now
the broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Live, but we got to pull up this thing. Greetings, my friends. Welcome to... Wow, I got a lot of stuff running here. We're going to see if we can melt the interweb today. Anyway, all right. Scott, good to see you. Mark Harbert, great to see you as well.
This one's not live.
This one's not live. What am I lacking?
Yeah, I don't think you could share the screen and do the live at the same time.
Okay, so help me.
Okay,
back it out and we'll start over. All right, so today we're going to go off really quick. I was at Joe Paulus's Genius event this weekend. $10,000 per ticket. He gave Shani and I complimentary tickets to meet all the speakers and stuff. And so, anyway, that was fun. And I got to see Tony speak for the first time in my life, and it was pretty cool. So we're going to share the first thing, and I'm actually just going to get into it. Because we are on a webinar, and if you're watching...
Now do your screen share thing.
Okay, so now I'm screen sharing, but...
just go to your pad, whatever you're going to use.
Okay, so here...
There you go.
All right, so hopefully, are they seeing my screen now, or what are they seeing on this particular one?
Yep. Yeah. So this is what they're seeing on that one.
All right, so everybody, thank you for being here. Are you sure, Jordan? Because
I have it up right here.
And you're looking at it.
Yep.
All right, little technical difficulties, but we're now cleared with it. We're going live. So here's what we're covering today really fast. Thanks for the time. Mr. Napier, good to see you guys. And I'll take some questions on this too. Happy Monday to everybody. This is a Prosperity Primer class. And the concept is we can just get a quick little burst, a little espresso shot of bigger thinking, of not showing anything on GoToWebinar. All right. Jaden, why don't you save me? So nothing showing? Jaden, just call me. Or no, don't call me, because, wait a minute. Because my phone's being used here. Do you want to tag? All right. So Jordan, are you telling me we're looking at the prosperity? Sorry, everybody. We should get this done better in the future. But let me do this. We're kicking off with the juicy, okay, everybody ready for the juicy idea I heard from Tony Robbins this weekend. So this is what we're dealing with right now. So hopefully, go to webinar, people. If you guys can see my screen, I apologize for the slowness here to get started, but raise your hand if you can see the 1, 2, 3 prosperity primer. It lets me, okay, Candace, you can see it, you can hear it, Isabel, Jenny, thank you everybody, Richard. All right, so here it is. The first thing that I got from Tony is Tony said, you know, Tony's consulted on $1 billion+ I think his own business is bringing $1 billion+ a year, comprehensive. But what I want to do is I want to share this, but I don't want to share this little piece of nugget and have you take it as an idea, as an intellectual idea. Let me get rid of that bold because it's, I don't want you to take it as an intellectual idea to chew on. I want you to take it real quick as an action item, to possibly take immediate action on. Okay, so send me some love if you get the difference in that question. When you're teaching, if you gave me a little like a like or something, is you have to tell your students, you have to tell your viewers, your watchers, your teammates, what I don't want to do is share an intellectual idea for you to chew on. Unless the purpose is, Micah, get out of here. You can go that way. You can say hi. Micah is not camera shy. Jump. 1, 2, 3. He loves saying hi. All right, off. All right, so it's important you tell your people and you let them know what the value points are, or they're going to miss the value points. So the value point I want to get in today is not an intellectual idea behind what Tony shared, but in your own business, ready to apply it. So if you got that, here it is. And if you like this idea, I stole it from Tony, so you'll be giving Tony likes, not me. But here it is. People do not want to buy a product. Okay, and this goes into a lot of stuff. So people do not actually want to pay money to obtain a thing, usually. All right, so here we are. Before the owner experience, in the purchase, after the purchase. Okay? So you've got before, during, and after. Now, in the before category, they are lacking or needing or yearning. They are lacking, they are needing, they are yearning for some unmet need. Okay? Now, you might say, well, the only needs are food and clothing and shelter. No. People have emotional needs. There are certain things that are wants for you that are needs for other people. There's certain standards, and usually these standards that people hold for themselves, they hit no matter what. So there's certain standards that somebody set for themselves, and a product, service, or whatever will allow them to reach that standard, to live by that standard, to continue that standard, or to raise that standard. So give me a like if you get what I'm saying. Every single purchase of all time, with rare exceptions, is going to be from somebody who has a standard in their life that they either want to attain, that they either lack, that they either want to expand upon, or that they want to get to. Okay, so before, they're lacking, they're needing, and they're yearning. They're wanting. They're wanting something. Okay, they're wanting. They're craving. They're lusting. That is what they're wanting. Okay, so this is the before unit. Now, what nobody lacks or needs or yearns or craves or wants is the actual product. The purchase of the actual product. For instance, one of our growing profit centers right now is investment grade life insurance. Nobody wants to put in $1,000 to $2,000 a month and have that leave their expendable monthly situation. What they really want, and even during, they don't want to do a medical exam where you have to do a 30-minute pinprick and get your blood worked. Nobody wants that. Give me the likes if you understand. Nobody actually wants to sign the commitment, wants to pay $1,000 to $2,000 a month. Nobody wants that. Nobody, and I'm fully aware, nobody actually wants to actually get on your purchase page, enter their credit cards, and deplete more of their available credit or their cash. Nobody wants that, and you must understand that. So what Tony was saying is Tony has said people want to purchase an experience. They do not want to purchase a product. People want to buy an experience you create for them. They don't want to purchase a product. So raise your hand if you guys are with me so far. At the beginning of the sales process, they're lacking, they're needing, they're yearning, they're wanting, they're craving, they're lusting, and that's why they clicked on something. During the purchase of the actual product, nobody really wants. Okay? Nobody really wants. Now this could be challenged a little bit, but not much. Now after, here's what they want. They want the benefit. Some call it the benefit of the benefit of the benefit. But I'll tell you what I think is better. Benefit of the benefit. Here's what they want. They crave the afterglow. And I want you to just chew on that word because no one uses it. The afterglow result. Your product can bring them. Okay, now here's the afterglow. So in our investment grade life insurance, nobody wants to say, hey, I want to schedule and have this person, this medical team person show up, and I want them to take my blood, and I want them to poke and put stickers all over my body and test my EKG, and then I want to put $2,000 less available money per month. I want to send that to another institution. Okay, everybody understand? Nobody wants that. What they want is the afterglow result. They want to be 60. Boom. I'm 60 years old. There's the golf thing. There's my 12-year-old granddaughter and grandson golfing with me because it's summer and they spend 2 weeks with us and we fly them up because we've got plenty of retirement money. Okay, start sending me love if you understand. They want the afterglow experience. They want to be able to hit their head when they're 58 and the stock market goes down 20% and their cash value doesn't lose any. They want to just sleep and go, oh, I'm so glad I'm not worried about that shit. So nobody wants your product. For instance, we sell travel. Nobody wants to spend $5,000 to have $5,000 less in their life. Nobody wants to actually book airfare and get themselves to Hawaii. But you know what they really want? They want to feel that childhood glee and joy of swimming with a giant sea turtle, where you you're complete absorbed in your time. And you know what they want deeper than that is an affiliate. They want more than that. They don't, I'll tell you, if you're selling marketing stuff, they do not want to spend 25 hours at their computer grinding and gristling and backaching their way to becoming an instant response monster. They don't want to go through the steps of getting their clicks from $10 leads to $8 leads to $6 leads to $5. Now maybe they do want that, but if they want that, they don't even want that. They want the feeling of overcoming and achieving and beating their personal best, their previous personal best. They're always wanting something deeper than the actual physical thing that is being attained. Okay, can you send me love if this is making any sense? Or if you could send me question marks like, Mark, what the hell are you talking about? This is getting a little fuzzy. But what I'm saying is there is actually nothing that they want in the buying process. What they actually want is the afterglow of the purchase. So here's the thing. If it's true they want the afterglow, wouldn't it be better to focus more time on the afterglow? For instance, let me ramp the travel example up. Very few people want to take that unexplainable, bizarre sense of stress of getting to the airport 2.5 hours early. Nobody wants to pack and have that bizarre, dull pain that you're going to forget something important on this trip. Nobody actually wants to sit and be 3 rows away from a crying baby and sit in an oxygen depleted, recycled, shitty airplane for 8 hours to get to Maui. Now, here's what they do want. Again, let me remind you, here's what they want. They want to secretly make love next to a giant waterfall underneath a thatch of trees and stuff that them and their lover spec out for themselves and enjoy that like crazy while the scent of fresh pineapple is in the air. And then they walk blissed out back to the mainland, go to their condo, which they saved 80 to 90% on, feel like they're actually hacking the world, log into their email, see they just made another $2,000 commission from their automated sales funnel. That, my friend, is what people want. That is the afterglow. That is the experience. Nobody wants my product. Nobody's ever wanted my product. I know it. Give me love if this is real, because I'm not seeing half as many hearts and loves. This should be exploding like all sorts of things right now, because this is the magic sauce. This is the goods until you fully. I thank you for this love. Thank you for these likes. Thank you guys. Thank you. This is a little eruption. This is what I'm looking for. This is where the magic lies in your whole business. When you write it down, tattoo it on your heart, put it on the front of your glasses so you can never fail it. It's the afterglow. What is the result of what you're selling? That is all anyone wants, is the result of the result. So I could tell you everything that I sell and nobody wants it. Nobody's ever wanted it. So the magic is, how do you shoot from before, where there's yearning, wanting, lacking, needs, something here, and take them through this bridge of marketing. This is the bridge of marketing, my friends. It's the magic bridge of marketing that takes them into their Camelot, that takes them into becoming more of what they want to be, that takes them into fulfilling the avatar self that they have. So we talk about, as marketers, create your perfect avatar, create your perfect avatar. A person has a perfect avatar of themselves that they want to become. Every product, good, and service that fits the magic bridge that can lead them to more of what they want to become, which is usually living up to a standard that they have in their mind over here. And there's a standard that they believe morally they should attain over here. The magic bridge of marketing gives you the products, services, and stuff to buy that and obtain that. Okay, so this isn't kind of the magic sauce. This is the magic sauce, and we are on part 1. So what did I learn from Tony? People want experiences. They do not want products. People don't even want experiences. They want the afterglow. They want a residual afterglow of an experience that lasts a long, 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 long time. So again, nobody wants my Da Vinci game. Nobody really wants to like pay money. Again, let me just go through this again. Nobody probably just wants to pay money. Nobody really wants a big fat book show up in their thing that they could associate guilt with that they didn't read. Nobody wants to purchase a course that they might not take, and then they might not go through it all, and then there's just more guilt and stuff. Nobody wants any of that. Here's what they want. They want to feel insatiably curious. They want to feel that they're a part of a multiple hundreds and hundreds of year vision of creativity. They want to feel that they're innovative. They want to feel, because their goal is to be more creative, to be more amazing as an entrepreneur. And the magic bridge of marketing is what takes them in the Da Vinci course. They don't want the course. They don't want the exercises. They don't want the experience. What they want to do is get into a creative, genius-like flow where they're untapping their God-given potential, and they're sitting there and they're creating offers, they're creating crusades and campaigns for their business. Their creativity is almost like a child at play. They're having a blast and they're making a ton of money, and they feel creatively satisfied. They feel financial pressure fall off them, and they're living their best self. Okay, that's what they want. They do not want my course. They don't want the course. The only exceptions might be if they're collectors and they bought everything I've ever put, why not add this to the collection? There's a place there, but at the same level, they don't want the course, they want to add to their collection. So there's always something deeper than the purchase itself. Okay, send me likes if you guys get, if I'm making sense, send me likes, because this is the thing. And until you realize this, you're going to sell your stupid product. And that's not what anyone wants. People want to feel. There's several triggers that they want that's far deeper, far more meaningful. So anyway, that's number one with Tony. Number two is what would it look like idea. Now I got this from Dean Graziosi, and I've been playing this idea with myself for years. I almost do it every morning, except on the weekends. But what do you want it to look like? Okay, so here's the question. Dean Graziosi said this. So if you're watching live, there's a goodly sum on my webinar, so I'm going to humor my webinar attendees. Thank you, webinars. Thank you, Facebook Livers over here. Thank you, Facebook Livers over here. Ton of interactions. I'm loving it. So I'm going to draw this picture and then I'll act it too. So I'm going to draw and do charades at the same time. So we'll see how this goes. But here's what Dean was saying. Dean was saying the question is, what do you want your business to look like a year from now? So right now, we're in year right here. This is you. Imagine you. And you in your current state, there is a whirling dervish dusting of realities of what's going on with the kids' school, with your own business, with your marketing, with your campaign. There's sickness in your family here or there with your aunts or uncles or your kids. There's a wedding coming up. There's Christmas plans you're hosting. And there's just kind of a fray, a dust storm around you in your current exact situation. So send me a like if I'm clear on that. There's a dust storm in the tyranny of today. It's always, every day there's a dust storm of activity and a flurry of like responsibilities that we have and categories and compartments in our life that are just filled. Like we're to be a father, we're to be a son, we're to be a cousin, we're to be a friend, we're to be, a board member, we're to be an entrepreneur, we're to be a marketer, we're to be a leader, we're to be a servant, we're to be a lot of things that all congeal into what we call our life, okay? But in the current, what Dean was saying is there's kind of a dust storm of shit around us in our everyday. So what he asks himself every now and then, and I think he got this from Dan Sullivan, but it's a common kind of idea. Anybody know where I just put my bamboo pen? Channy, can you look around? I just put it somewhere. That's not it. Yeah, just look. I don't know what I did. I don't know where I put it, but I just drew with it. Oh, it's right here. It's black on a black table. There we go. So what Dean does is he said, what if I put 1 year ahead? And he just asked himself, what would I want my total life to look like 1 year from today? So here, because there's not the dust doesn't carry. But the vision and the heart over here, oh, look at this. I get to actually use an illustration and use my color. Look at that pretty color. Okay, so I'm drawing a red heart amongst all this stuff. But the heart actually can continue, and the values, and you can get clarity on that and ask yourself, what do I want my total life to look like 1 year from today? Then all of a sudden the launch that just seems like all-encompassing in our mind, that's this week, we actually can get some distance and perspective on it, right? And so this is a question that is worth asking yourself today, and not so much as so let me go back to number one. Number one, as I said, I wanted this to kind of be like a not an intellectual exercise for you, but an actual workshop. So with question one, with Tony saying how people want to buy experiences, and me taking it a little different direction and say they actually want the afterglow They don't want your product. They want the afterglow. Okay? I would say the experience is immediate, but the experience can have an afterglow too. So ask yourself, with your product line right now, how can you experientialize it? Just made that word up. Probably doesn't make any sense. But how can you create an experience around that particular product? How can you make it more magical? How can you make it more earthy? If you're selling digital, how can you make it more physical? Sometimes it's actually manifesting the intangible idea into a physical deliverable and selling that with the intangible, which then allows it to sink in and become way more physical and way more touchable, way more tasteable, and way more longevity in people's minds. Okay? So these are food for thought. So regarding the first question, if you're getting value from this, shoot me a little something. It lets me know. I just like to see that the love is flowing. So I want you to ask with your own product. And if you want, you can throw in the questions like, well, here's my product. How can I experientialize this? And you can throw that, and I don't know how I can actually see any of that, but maybe there's a way. So anyway, I'm getting a little bit of love. I love it. Now the second question is, what do you want it to look like? One great thing is before I open a journal, usually my usual protocol is before I start a journal, and I did it just right here, I do the first page, and before I get into the storm of the to-do list, which is just a storm, and if I showed you my to-do list right now, that is to be done before I go to Tuscany on Friday or Thursday. I don't know which day we're leaving. I haven't figured that out yet. But so we're going to Italy this week. Now, if you were to see my to-do list, you would literally go, wow, that is a lot to do. That is a lot to do. Like, I have no idea how a man can complete that. You may feel that, you may not, but it's just a lot to do. But before I get into the tyranny of the dust storm, I have a page that I put in almost every journal, and this one included, that says, I allow myself to. So it says, I allow myself to. And then right here is just a list of dreams. Every single one of these is a dream. Every single one that I wrote down is something that I am in yearning, craving, desiring, wanting more of, a higher standard that I want to live at and stabilize at. Every single thing here is a dream. I use dreams as my fuel. I use them as my carrots. I use them as the nutrition that sits ahead of me that I swim towards. Now, while I'm swimming, I've learned to have fun in the swimming. Okay, and that's key. I've learned to like to swim forward. I've learned to like to swim against the grain. I actually learned, it's just like skiing with me. When I drop in and I see rocks and I see trees and I see drop-offs and I see a bunch of problems, I like to look as a skier and say, what is the easiest path of least resistance and death down this steep terrain? And I like to find the path of least resistance. It's something I love to do. So I've learned to actually enjoy the difficulty of pulling shit off. And when you can get yourself to be enjoying discomfort, enjoying arduous work, enjoying the thrill of overcoming the challenge, when you can move yourself from, I just enjoy enjoyment, I enjoy a mojito on the beach with the sun hitting me. If you can get sophisticated enough, if we can do it as entrepreneurs, to move in and say, you know what? I like doing the impossible. Because that's what Walt Disney said. I like doing what can't be done. I get a little kick out of it. I get a little chub out of that kind of thing. So if you can move, and as a mountain biker, when I am going uphill at a pretty steep clip, and it's all technical, and I'm going about 1 mile an hour, and it's just like this weird, slow, rocky, bizarre technical thing, I have learned to like getting up that hill, liking the moment itself. And so as an entrepreneur, if you really want to go to a whole new place, open the idea that you can actually like and enjoy the challenge. You can enjoy swimming upstream. You can enjoy overcoming obstacles. You can enjoy how to deal with an undealable situation. It's actually where you define yourself. It's where the movies get made. They're not sending movies of people that had a silver spoon in their mouth. Nothing happened. They were a trust fund baby and they retired rich, drunk on a golf course. You just don't see a lot of that video. The human spirit doesn't react to that. We tend to not love seeing that. Okay, send me a like or a love button if you're getting what I'm saying. Actually, the thrill of the hero's journey, when you can embrace yourself on your own hero's journey, see yourself as a protagonist in your own movie, in your own dream, and say, you know what? Wow, the movie just took quite a plot twist. Like for me, I was like, wow, this movie just took a big plot twist. I have stage 4 cancer and I've been given 2 months to live. I have a bunch of little kids in a growing business. All right, the movie just got good. It's kind of been boring up till now. Now the movie gets good. Okay? Now, whatever your situation is, look at it more like a film and say, okay, here we are. I just got laid off from my job. All right, this is going to get interesting. I got $12,000 of credit card space on my credit cards. I have a maximum 30-day window to make some shit happen. Here we go. Now, when you can face the world with that kind of eye, you got a whole new life. And all the unpleasant things that can ruffle a weaker person's, or not a weaker, just a less developed, that can lessen, or that can screw up and really throw off a less evolved spirit and a less evolved person. To you, you can stand in it, you can stare it down, and you can play ball. Okay, but anyway, let's get to number 2. What do you want it to look like? So, getting to number 2, which is the idea of what do you want your total life to look like a year from now? And so what I do with my journals is that I just write down a series of dreams that I have. And every journal, I look and I laugh at some of the things that I thought that I was in the middle of, that I allowed. For instance, years ago, I allow myself to create a board game on entrepreneurship that goes viral. Now, this was before apps and technology allowed me to create reality gamification. I wanted a board game. Key thing with your goal is don't stick to the absolute thing that you think you want. Just get to the feeling and the general gist of it. What I really wanted to do was use gamification because I knew it worked in a way that nothing else worked before the word gamification existed. And I wanted to be the creator and author of an affinity community that would play an entrepreneurial game that would seep all the way down to children. Now, it didn't need to be a board game. It was better that it was a digital game. But I didn't know that at the time. But what do you want it to look like? What do you want your life to look like a year from now? And then you can get clarity away from your dust storm. All right, we got stuff to do, so let's go to number 3. So if you got value from number 2, which is a simple self-acid test that you ask yourself, what do I want my life to look like a year from today? It allows you to get away from the fray and the absolute demands that the day will put on you. And here's the thing. You want to learn, or let me suggest to you or throw out there, that you want to learn as an entrepreneur that everything falls under your control. Now here's the thing. Control can be a touchy word. It can be abused. It can definitely go overboard. There might be a better word that I'll find. We'll say dominion. We'll say area of domain. We'll say orbit of excellence. Like everything can fall in some sense of into your orbit of domain or your orbit of excellence, or I don't know. But control is the word I'm going to use today. So when I wake up Monday, I can either be controlled by my inbox. I can be controlled from the demands of other people on my life, which if you just wanted to look at my phone, which is being used right now, for how many people want 5 minutes of my time? You would see that all I would do all day if I was controlled by that is spend time on the phone. You wouldn't see the Da Vinci Creative Codes created. You'd never see Solomon CEO created. You'd never see anything cool that I've ever done created. You'd never see the physical deliverables created. You'd never see gamification created, because what I've chosen to do is control my messages. Therefore, I say I will batch out and get back to everybody that I can I just punt it sometime down the road. I just punt the idea. And here's a good idea. You can punt your ideas to get them off your mind. Take them and just punt them downfield and say, I will deal with it later, and not deal with it. Okay? That's one little mental hack that you can use. Give me a like or a love if you get what I'm saying there. You can just punt the idea. Well, Mark, what do you think on this? I haven't thought on it yet, and I'm not going to until I feel like thinking about it. Mark, what do you think on this? What's your take on this? Here's another thing. I was just asked the other day, like, what's my take on some subject? I said, I'm not choosing to take a take on it. It's just not worth my energy right now. But it's an important subject. I'm sure it is, but so is my life. And I'm not spending energy on it. And so the more you can conserve your energy and not care about fewer things and care more about fewer things, you can really start taking off into a land of prolific. All right, but what do you want your dream life to look like a year from today? That's number 2. Let's get out of here with the final finale, which I wanted to do, an ancient entrepreneurial oracle from King Solomon. And what I'm going to do is, I've never done this one, but if anybody's got an ancient scripture source near them, they want to open to a book of Proverbs and just fire. Well, you know what? I don't see. This is the only thing I can see. But if you want me to talk real briefly on one of the Proverbs, I was going to say write down the proverb and I will do a quick study on it. I've studied this book for about 20 years and I got some ideas. So I was going to pull from the gallery of everybody here, and thanks for joining us. By the way, tonight, just forgot this, tonight I'm going to go deeper. So I did an invitation to lifestyle last week. This week, if you private message me on any of these forums or reply to that email, private message lifestyle, I will get you a link for a webinar that I'm going to do tonight that'll further discuss joint venture opportunities with me, earning opportunities, some of our product lines that people don't know are out there that they can make money with, and I'm going to share with you a template of how to become an affiliate marketer in the Hoverson ecosystem. We have a multitude of products, we have a multitude of avenues, and we have a lot of people who cut their teeth in this little niche and then go off and do great things for themselves. So if you want to message me privately, just like lifestyle invite, we will get you a link for tonight's webinar. And I'm on across several channels, and so I'm going to have my team get back to you, and all they're going to do is look forward to see you tonight and shoot you a link. So if you're watching this, you can do that. If you're watching this and this live is 3 or 4 days later, just put replay, please, and we will shoot you the replay. So FYI of that stuff. Nick, good to see you. Here's the Ancient Entrepreneurial Oracle. I will just open it up and put this real quick. So, or should I just end it? No, here we go. We'll do this one. A cheerful heart is, well, a cheerful heart makes medicine better, but a crushed spirit dries up the bones. Okay, this is Proverbs 17:22. All right, so let me go into this real quick. Let me start off with money making, okay? A happy business, a happy place to be. If you go into a restaurant and the waitresses and the waiters are like, the workers are, they bring you your menu, they bring you your food, everything's, it's just an experience, and it's going to be a 2-1-2-star experience. You go into a restaurant and the waitress greets you not over the top, but is happy you are there. You can tell she's happy doing what she's doing. The waitress sits you down, they bring you a little app, it's happy. You get your food, the chef walks around real quick and says, hey, how is it? You say, it's awesome. You say, you know, I'm so pumped. My great grandma taught me that thing and I used it. That's where you get that little extra lemon in that. Glad you're here. You get around a cheerful business, you get around a thriving business. Marshall Silver says funny equals money. Funny equals money. This means genuine laughter. This means happiness. This means around your atmosphere and in your business stuff, there is hilarity. Okay? A cheerful heart makes marketing better. A happy affiliate makes more money. I could reword this in a lot of ways, but raise your hand or actually give me a little love thingy across if you get what I'm saying. A happy affiliate makes more money. They've done studies scientifically. A happy cow produces more milk. Happy kids do better at studying. A cheerful heart makes everything better. Now this one just happened to use the body, the physical, actual body, that if you're well-spirited, if you have a touch of hilarity, if there's joy and there is a seeping, now it doesn't mean there's a perpetual and you're blissed out all the time, but if there is a notable spirit of joy that occupies an epicenter in your life, your health will improve. Meaning it will be as good as it can be given your DNA. We have been given certain amounts of DNA, and some, it's hard to manipulate some of that stuff. Some people think we can affect our DNA, others think we can't. It's a divided community, smart people on both sides. But I will say as a whole, a cheerful person makes everything better. So if you do a task and it's a shitty task, a cheerful Facebook marketer is a better Facebook marketer. So if you're going to spend $10 a day, spend $10 a day with great joy in there. Spend $10 a day like this isn't a $10 lottery ticket. Learn to reframe the experience so you can trick yourself into doing the frickin' activity that you know will break you free. And let me tell you, a bunch of you are marketers on here right now, and I will tell you what will break you free and why you're not broke free. If, give me a stream, actually wait. Don't give me anything yet. Let me prove it. Let me just tell you, this is what will free you if you're in a marketing position and you're hungry, but you're not getting fed. See, you want to stay hungry. Tony was saying of the billionaires that he knows, so this was this weekend at Joe Polish's Genius event, he was saying every billionaire he knows he literally said, so interested in life. They are so still going for it. They are so hungry. That's the word he used. The billionaires, and they can be 70, they can be 65. They are still so hungry. Hungry to grow, hungry to learn, hungry to serve, hungry to earn more, hungry to impact more, hungry to expand their mind, hungry to expand the teams, hungry. Christ said, blessed are those who thirst and hunger for righteousness. My Da Vinci quote is, blessed are the insatiably curious, which is just another form of hunger. Okay? Now here's my point on this whole hungry hippo episode, is drive yourself hungry and get comfortable wanting. Some of you in your dream path right now, if your business worked, your end game is to do nothing. Your end game is to sit on a beach. Your end game is to stop working. Your end game is to get out and be done. And like Jim Rohn says, the good Lord's not going to let you achieve that because you weren't meant to do nothing. You were meant to take dominion. You were meant to grow. You were meant to serve. You were meant to leave a legacy. You were meant to affect the generation and the generation after us. So Jim says the reason the good Lord holds us back is because our goal of getting to nothing isn't his goal. And so it just breaks out and moots out. But anyway, I said I'd spend a minute in this. A cheerful heart, but there's the breakthrough. A lot of ADD going on this morning. Here's your breakthrough. If you would reframe, so there's people every day after work, they go grab a beer and buy a lottery ticket. Okay? Would you guys send me a like if you know of somebody who just about every day would get a lottery ticket and a beer? One or the other or both. Just after work, they stop by the pub and grab a beer, or they buy around for somebody else or something. It's a very common thing. Millions and millions of Americans do it. They're not caught up by it. They're not bothered by it. It's a little $10 expense and it's just part of their life. And actually they look forward to going to the bar, slamming a beer, playing Shake of the Day, and seeing what happens. If you were to reframe and have as playful, like cast a penny into the wishing well idea, which is really, if you just had that kind of like wishing well mindset and you spent $10 a day, 4 days a week on Facebook ads, and $10 a day you went in and spent 20, 30 minutes at your bar, at your Facebook bar, and just bought your lottery ticket, which is $5, and bought a beer, which is $5, but those are just $10 of advertising. And you just took the pressure and the freaking fangs and the pressure of yourself and the pressure of your kids and the pressures of life and the pressures of your family telling you can't do. And if you just said nothing, you said nothing to it and looked at it like, hey, I'm doing 10 days instead of the bar and a lotto ticket. I'm just spending $10 a day on Facebook marketing, and I don't give a shit what happens. I'm loosey-goosey. I hope I get better. And if you were to retract the need energy and the stress energy and the heaviness that you put on a stupid $10 daily budget, after 90 days of doing that in the proper community with the proper insight, being able to showcase and see people that are doing it right, it is impossible for somebody with relative normal base intelligence not to be decent at Facebook marketing by the end of 90 days at $10 a day, $4 a day in the right community with the right coaching. It is impossible not to move forward and become better. Okay? Give me a love if you think that I might be telling the truth. It's literally impossible. And here's what a lot of you want. You want more sales. You want your business to take off. When you're surrounded with so many leads that you cannot, you are scrambling with solutions on how to deal with your lead flow. It's a burden on you. All of a sudden, you will have more sales than you ever dreamed. All of a sudden, your marketing value to the community at large, you can now become an ambassador for the community. You can teach people how to get $3 to $4 leads. You can teach people how to close sales. You can actually free people. But if you reframe it and look at not at the $10 as a back-breaking, like let's just look at this verse, and I know I'm screwing around with this verse, but a cheerful Facebook marketer makes their marketing better. But a crushed spirit, a heavy spirit that feels like, oh, if I don't make this $10 turn into $1,000, woe is me and my lame self-esteem and my lame things the lame stuff that happened to me in grade school, and the lame things that my college professors, and the lame things my parents said to me, and the lame programming I received, and the lame financial education I discovered, and the lame this and the lame that. What if I just said, you know what, that's so lame, I'm so over it. And you just got free and you just kind of chose to let that crap just kind of float away? But if you put this pressure, this crushing, heavyweight pressure on your $10 a day, 4 days a week, $40, and you think it's a big deal when an alcoholic spends $40 to $200, be a marketing alcoholic. Go for it. Turn your self-loathing and that addiction into a positive addiction that's high-functioning addiction. And once you become prosperous and can afford the counselors that you're going to need, then you can decompress and actually get peace in your life. But let's turn the self-loathing, let's turn the, oh, woe is me, I'm not smart enough, I'm not bright enough. Let's turn that into marketing dollars. Let's turn that into loving marketing, having a cheerful attitude towards that. Let's turn our little self-loathing addictions into prosperity addictions. Become prosperous, and then literally you can buy the counseling and the help that you actually need, because it's not money. Okay, and I've learned this, and my friends have learned this, and I know I haven't got a single heart on any of that, but I will tell you, being on the other side of millions, dozens and dozens and dozens of hundreds of times, talking with hundreds of hundreds of entrepreneurs who have broken the $1 million barrier. Hundreds. Privately, I can tell you what I just said is what almost every one of them admits on the other side. I went in looking for money because I really thought money was the solution. I really did. And then I made a bunch of money and found out I was still fucked up. And then I had enough money to actually start going down the path to actually heal my inner soul and my inner life. And now I'm getting closer to a complete person. But I thought it was money, but money was just the gateway to get me to someplace that's way more important. Okay, I'm not going to go too deep into that, but if you got any value, shoot me a love or a like. At least somebody out there lets me know that there's at least my John the Baptist howling at the moon might have some value to somebody somewhere in the cyber world. All right, so I'm getting some likes. They're loosely coming in because you guys don't quite believe me yet. So believe that money will solve your problems. It's not a good belief to build your life on, but it's a good belief to build your business on. Pretend to yourself and give yourself the permission to think that money's going to solve your problems. And then list out, and I'm being serious, list out all the things that money will solve. And I will tell you, they will solve almost all your problems. It actually will. Somebody who says money doesn't solve things hasn't had much of it. They haven't given much away. They haven't changed people's lives with a financial donation. They haven't really, it's in the accumulation of the money, and it's in the accumulation and the wisdom path that allows you to then not only have earned that money for yourself, but you can go to an institution, tell them how to raise money 10 times more effectively versus just give them money. So now you have a wisdom pool that is far more valuable than the cash that you would give to them. And it's a misnomer to think that money to nonprofits and stuff does much. Usually it doesn't. Usually it's the wisdom brought into that nonprofit that does more. But anyway, I'm getting off on a lot of tangents here. I've had a lot of fun today. I appreciate you guys. Here's the deal. Tonight, haven't decided the time frame, but just put lifestyle invitation. If you're interested in learning more about how to partner with us, our ecosystem of products, we have many people who have made and who make terrific money from home. And we have a kind of a restarting and a relaunching of just kind of an up-leveling of every brand and every product I'm associated with. And so I've got some energy back, and I haven't had energy in about 4 or 5 years. So I'm excited to unlock that energy and get to know you guys better. So all that said, if you go, don't put lifestyle, okay, it's fine if you put lifestyle invitation in the comments here, but if you private message on any of these pages or reply to the email, just put lifestyle invitation. I will get you a link for tonight, and that's going to be a pre-link for tomorrow. I'm going to actually drop some bombs, but I want you, if you want to be in the inner circle, get in the inner, shoot me a private message and just put lifestyle invitation. Someone from the team will get back to you. We will get you a link, and we will see you tonight. All that said, prosperity primer in closing. Number one, what was the one juicy golden nugget I learned from Tony Robbins is that people do not want to buy your product. They want to have an experience. Deeper than that, I would say they want an afterglow. What's the afterglow of purchasing your product and the effect of the effect of the effect that actually enters fantasy land? Nobody wants my investment grade life insurance. Nobody wants to sign up for a $300,000 to $700,000 cash deal. Nobody wants to lock themselves into that money. But what they do want to do is they want to be on a fishing boat with their kid and their other kid and all of their kids on a pontoon that they were able to buy on a lake home that they're able to fund because they served their future self so long. They served their future self for 20 or 30 years, and they want the afterglow of having years and years of the stage 3, the last 30 years of their life, actually be the real golden years and not be plagued by financial problems. That's the afterglow they want. If I, as a marketer, think for a second they want anything else, like they want to send $2,000 a month in, I'm dreaming. And I'm dreaming, and it's not lucid. I'm dreaming like a nightmare. Nobody wants my travel product. Not one person has ever said, I want to have $5,000 less credit space. Who wants $5,000 less credit space? Me. Nobody's ever done that. What they want to do is they want to have that glass of wine in in Sedona, and they want to know they spent 80% less, and they want to feel like, oh my gosh, I got a notification, I made $1,000. This online marketing thing, location free thing, is actually real. Holy shit, honey, we did it. We broke out of the matrix. Holy shit, it actually happened. That's what they want to feel. They want the afterglow. If I imagine for a second someone wants to sit down and sweat out Facebook marketing, read copywriting books, attend webinars at length forever for 2 or 3 years, I am fooling myself. However, if I know that they want that holy moly moment, we broke out of the matrix, I'm never going to work for anybody again, and I know it for sure in my heart, I'm positive, and I've made $1 million, that's the afterglow they want. Do you guys feel me? Nobody wants your product. Nobody will ever want your product. But Mark, they'd love a bunch of gold. No, they don't want gold. They want security. They do not want gold. They want security. Well, they want this brand new fancy car. No, they don't. They want to look a certain way. They want to feel something when they turn curves. They want to be known for something. They want to achieve their desire. So even if they desired it, it's actually the accomplishment of their desire more than the damn car. They don't want the car. I could give you a million examples here, guys. This is how marketing works. That's number 2. Experience, not product. And I would dare put afterglow, not payment. Okay? Nobody really cares about paying. They want the afterglow. So your job as a marketer is, what is the afterglow? How can we experientialize? How can we experientialize the process of buying? And so when they do purchase, there's an experience in that, but there's actually an afterglow beyond the purchase that is a deeper experience. That's an afterglow of deep feeling. That's number 1. Number 2, what do you want it to look like? And a year from now, what do you want your life to look like? What do you want your health to look like? It gives you a chance to just dream a little bit. And what I do is I say, I allow myself to, and I just start writing down my dreams. And a lot of times those things show up. It's shocking. And finally, the ancient entrepreneurial oracle, a cheerful heart makes medicine better, but a crushed spirit dries up the bones. Quite technically, we're dealing with the physicality of life right now. We're dealing with the actual biological body, according to Solomon in the scriptures. And if you read anything about psychosomatic medicine at all, you will see that people who have bigger lifestyle, or people that survive life-threatening diseases, people that make it through things, generally have a deeper, bigger purpose for living. They actually yearn and they have more joy. There's people that have been healed from things, and all they say is that every night they watch 2 and 3 hours of comedy. There's been remissions from cancer for that. If you read Radical Remission, there's stories in that. So this is literally talking about having a joyful outlook, and this would not be at all a stretch of interpretation to say a positive thinker makes your medicine better, but a crushed spirit dries up the bones. Positive thinking makes medicine better. That would be straight out of Norman Vincent Peale. He takes a lot of shit from people that just don't know how to create stuff, so they just criticize shit, like Norman Vincent Peale. Positive thinking, possibility thinking, optimism, everything makes medicine better that is positive, but a crushed spirit dries up the bones. This means, this is referring originally to the physical body, that if you're down, you're depressed, you don't have a big vision, you're not happy inside, your body actually takes a hit from that. And on the flip side, what I shared today is a cheerful marketer makes marketing better. Cheerful affiliates make more money. Happy cows produce more milk. Think always on the edge of better, on the edge of further, on the edge of greener pasture. There's a big difference in always thinking the grass is greener on the other side and being just constantly conditioned to be unsatisfied so you can just crawl to that greener grass. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about having contentment and gratitude in the grass that you're at, and realizing that being made in the image of an infinite God who is infinitely powerful, infinitely creative, and infinitely wonderful, that we too, as Proverbs says, the path of the righteous grows brighter and brighter, that you would say, amongst all the gratitude and the gifts and the glories that I have that have been given to me in my life, I'm still game to grow and get into even greener and even more wonderful, even more. All right, give me a love if you got value from this. Fire some hearts and all that jazz. I really appreciate it. And then what I would love more than anything is my ask for you guys. If you want the invitation to Lifestyle tonight, just Facebook me, privately message or private email, invitation, lifestyle invitation or lifestyle invite. And then below in the comments, if you got some great value today, just the top thing that you learned, top thing I learned from this Facebook Live was ABC. A lot of people look at the comments to decide if they're going to watch this. Your comment could actually allow someone to watch this. That would do them a dirty good thing for them, because they're in their dreaming, wanting things to work out, and hopefully some of this was practical for making things move faster. Okay, I love you guys. Let's have a crushing week. This is Prosperity Primer Monday, November something. What is today? 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th? 6th. Also, let me wrap this party up. I'm going to Tuscany. If you want to follow me on Snapchat, I have never publicly allowed my Snapchat out there. Shoot me a like if you'd be interested. I'm thinking for the first time, because we're going to go see Da Vinci's home, like where he's from in Vinci. So Leonardo da Vinci, de means of, Vinci is a city. So Leonardo da Vinci is actually Leo from Da Vinci, if we were to translate it in modern language. Hey, he's Leo from the North End. That's really what it's saying. So I'd be Marcus de Manvel. And it sounds better than Mark Hoverson. But anyway, I'm from a town called Manville. But anyway, we're going to cruise through Vinci. We're going to see a bunch of Leonardo stuff. And I'm thinking of kind of making the Snapchat my little secret like peering eyes, if you want to see. We're going to be in a 400-year-old villa. We're going to be with some of our best friends. So what do I do to have people follow that on Snapchat?
Just give them your username.
My username?
Yeah, you want it.
All right. So right now, if I'll maybe do that. Give me likes if you'd be interested in following the Snapchat experience. Bill and Michelle Pesco-Solido, millionaires, will be there. There's going to be just an amazing group of people. If I get enough love real quick, I'm getting a lot of love from this page. I'm getting a little bit of love from this page. But if you guys want that, I will add it, my username, sometime this week. But I'm not just going to throw it out there, because that Snapchat I've protected. Okay, now a lot's coming. All right, now a lot's coming. So I'll probably put that username below, and you guys can creep on my private life. And I don't do any real marketing on that. It's kind of just daily stuff. And I might go a week and do nothing, and then I might go all day and just Snapchat my little heart out. Don't private message me on Snapchat. Good God have mercy. I do not need another inbox. I don't require another inbox to ignore. All right, I'm out of here. Love you guys. Game over. Jordan, can you close all this down?
Yeah.
Finish there. I'll finish here.